you gonna start?
No, because I'm here now and I am Sunny D.
And I'm Captain J, and we're the pot
And
smoking
we're the
mom.
pot smoking moms. We are coming to you live from two different locations. Life has been lifing, so we are adjusting to life's lifing.
Yeah, we
Uh,
didn't want to miss bringing you an episode this week, so this is how we're getting it done.
Yeah, hey, and if you like us, I hope you have subscribed to us. And if you haven't, do so and get all of your friends to subscribe too. We appreciate you when you share our stuff, all of our social media clips and whatnot. Please share our podcast and be friends with us. All of our social media is on our webpage, potsmokingmoms.com.
Yeah, and with these remote technical difficulties, I think we need to do what we do so that we
I
can
had, well,
have even more technical difficulty.
I know. Well, I had mine packed. I saw you take a hit
No, I was clearing a
earlier.
bowl. I was
Oh,
clearing a
you
bowl so that I
were?
could pack a bowl.
Yeah, well, here we are. Here's our pot smoking mom's smoke sesh. If you have a bowl
Join
or a
us.
joint and you'd like to smoke it with us,
Join us.
join us. What do you have
I
there? What are you smoking?
I'm smoking some red velvet runts from VitaCan, and I'm back on my bong. I was taking a J break for a bong break. Was sticking exclusively to J's for a while there, but I was smoking too much weed. So back to my bowls, going through
So
weed way too fast.
my husband's doing the joint thing now. He's lighting it, turning it off. No, were
Yeah,
you just like rolling, just smoking like the whole joint?
yeah. No, I would smoke a joint throughout the day, but I would do still at least like 3 joints a day, at least, and that's a lot of weed, really, when you're
What
rolling
is it
like
like? It
nice fat
depends how big your
J's.
bowls are though, too, right?
Yeah. I
He said,
just feel like sometimes with J's, I
yeah.
smoke a little more than I need to because I'm just there chilling and just like smoke, smoke,
Right.
smoke. With a bong, you just take a couple rips and that's it.
And that's why I really like doing the bong because it's
Yeah,
like fast rip and dip.
rip and dip exactly.
Rip and dip.
What are
I
you
have
smoking?
I have Viper cookies from Miami High Life. He was at the Blunts and
Blunts
Brunch,
and yeah, blunts and brunch.
and I was just like, let me just grab something real quick before I leave.
I have a funny story with him a little later when we're in catching up. So
Oh,
until
nice.
then, cheers.
Cheers.
Smoke them if you got them.
Can't say that the working from home bit is makes my smoking uh any less.
That's the great benefits of
Are
working
we
from
catching
home,
up?
though. Yeah, let's catch up.
Oh, I was saying, are we catching up on the internet wise? Because I was like, I had you on a pause there. I feel like I'm on a dial up. We should do like an old school episode where we act like it's like dial up and we're
We
like
should do
8
the get
bit.
the sound, the
Yeah.
the
And,
dial-up sound.
and we show up in 8 bit with little blocks, little pixels.
So it's been a fun week. We had the bud crawl, and it was a blast.
It
I
was
can't
lots of
wait.
fun. It's so hard not being next to each other.
It's so weird, and it's just because
Can
there's
you
a
hear me?
yeah, I hear you, but there's such a
But
delay.
it takes forever.
I guess there's like a few second delay that feels like a lifetime, especially when you're high.
Yeah, I feel like we're on the paper cups with the string.
Yeah. Talk about old school. So yeah, the bud crawl.
I
You
thought this
go.
was gonna be easy peasy.
No.
I had fun on the bud crawl. Well, let me see if I can get something going here on my end.
Here, a picture.
We had lots of fun. Oh yeah, where is it? Which
I already
one?
put it. You don't see it yet?
Wow.
The delay is
This is gonna be a long show. This is gonna be a long show.
oh
This is
god.
gonna be a long
This
show.
is gonna be an editing nightmare. Sorry, Dr. Miss Uncle Jesse. So Gabby came all the way out to come to the bud crawl. Like it was a good 2 hour drive for her. To like one
We're not
way.
worthy.
Exactly. Thank you, Gabby. We love you. Thank you for making it out to us. We have to try to do an event a lot closer to her because that was awesome.
Yeah, we had lots of fun and we were able to hang out afterwards too and eat some chicken wings
We didn't take a
and talk
picture at the
about
restaurant.
no. You switched it? You switched the photo now?
I did.
So cute. Look at
There we
those
are
two. They're so
with
adorable.
Joey. He's been on our show before and his wife.
She's so cute.
She
I
is
love her. Yeah.
sexy Wayne and Garth.
Didn't you sit? Oh, bus ride. Oh, bus
Okay,
ride.
you guys. So last week you guys saw us as Wayne and Garth, but I was Wayne and she was Garth. And that was because it was like last minute and we were trying to get something together and she didn't have her contacts, so she had to wear her glasses. So she was Garth and I was Wayne. But the intention was for her to be Wayne and me be Garth. So when we were getting ready for the bud cry, I was confirming with D, you're Wayne, what roles we're playing. And she's like, yeah, I'll be Wayne, you be Garth. I'm like, okay, you'll need a plain black t shirt and some ripped jeans. I got the hat
Black
and
t
the.
shirt. Well, this is the thing. I
Mhm.
had a thing. I went. I tried to do too many things, and that's why I burnt out this
Yeah.
past weekend because I just couldn't do it. I was trying to get my daughter to a party from her school, one of her school friends who she likes and she's
Hmm.
talked about. So I was like, let her socialize a little bit, and I squeezed that in before the bud crawl.
Yeah.
I had that shirt on and I was like, "Oh, all I gotta do is put this plaid t-shirt over it, the plaid shirt over it." You're like, "No, he doesn't wear plaid." So then I
He
ended up
wears it
having
like
to
that. There's been scenes where I've seen it wear it around his
around
waist
his
like
waist.
that,
But yeah,
but he
I
always
should,
has a plain black t shirt, just a plain
yeah.
black t
And
shirt.
I had just gone, "Oh, this will be fine." And then, yeah, sexy fucking
And then she
Wayne.
shows up in a V-neck spaghetti strap tank with a
Yeah.
lace trim on
Oh,
the
the lace
V-neck.
trim. God damn it. There was a lace trim, yes.
And I'm like, "What are you, sexy Wayne?"
And
After
that's
all this shit you talked last episode about all the sexy
yeah.
sexy costumes.
Here I
All
was
you were missing were your Daisy Dukes instead of the jeans.
showing lots of arms. There ain't
Some
no titties there, folks. Just lots of arms.
Oh my god, no, but it was a great time. We had so much fun. I think you even have I don't
Go
know if
put
you
the
want to.
do video.
Okay,
Yeah.
which one I'm going to do
For me, for me, for me. So you think you can stop me and fill my eyes?
We sat down for that one this
Oh my
time.
god. Well, otherwise we would have been flying all over the bus trying to stand and do.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. Oh my god. But Diane totally won and
I
earned that
know.
first play. I wish we had a picture.
I
Oh,
think I have a video maybe of her perhaps. Is this? Let's see.
let's
Okay, guys, open that shit right now. Open that shit right now. Okay, guys.
Ooh.
I was like as soon as I saw her put the red bow tie on and somebody asked her because we were waiting for everybody to get there so that we could go to the bus. Somebody asked her, "Are you Pee Wee Herman?" She's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "She wins. There's
I,
she wins."
I got there after you, and as soon as I got on the bus, like as soon as I stepped on the bus, I didn't know that there was people on the bus already. As soon as I got on the bus and I saw her, I was like, "Oh my god, Pee Wee Herman!"
So great, so great. We didn't get to play tequila for her so that she could do the little Pee Wee Herman dance, but if we had known, we would have put it on the playlist ahead of time.
I
But it was
know.
so much fun, and the dispensary showed up with, some great goodies to hand out. You saw the goodie bags and stuff. It was a good time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
really
had
glad I
lots of
got to
fun.
come this time and I didn't
I
get sick.
know. Yeah, I got, and then we got sick after because then Robert was not feeling too great on that night. He
Bitch,
left
if I would have
early,
gotten
and
sick
then
again from y'all on that bus, I would have been
then
so
I got
pissed.
sick before
Thank
sister,
you for staying home this weekend and not coming over when you were feeling bad.
and then Robert was like, "Oh, I feel so bad for Diane and Austin. They were sitting right next to me."
Did they get sick?
No, 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 no. Thank
Oh,
God.
okay.
So,
Oh man. So this past weekend I had an eventful weekend. I had my son's 10th birthday in lieu of my annual Halloween party. It was literally the same night that I would normally host the Halloween party that we do. But it was so much fun. We had like a big movie night in the back. With I didn't invite any of our friends because all you guys as kids are too young for that movie. So I
I
was
don't know. We
like,
saw the trailer, and me and Robert were like, "Oh, this looks pretty
yeah, I was like, I
scary."
can't invite Dee's kids. Her kids are too young for that. I can't invite Jenny and her kids. I can't invite Apollo either. Like he's too young for this. I was like, all of my friends' kids are too young to watch this movie. Even my kid, I wasn't even
So,
sure if he
what
should watch it.
did you watch any of it? Was it
Yeah,
good?
I sat back there. It was very PG-13. There was no blood. It was mostly like jump scare kind of stuff, you
Uh
know?
huh.
But it's eerie. Like my son and is so into the lore and they all reacted when they saw these two YouTuber like cameos in the movie. All the kids are like, "Oh, it's so and so." Oh, and I was like, "Oh." I thought they were like, "Oh, it's a certain character in the lore that they were excited to see." And they're like, "No, that's a YouTuber. That's so and so." I'm like, okay. So apparently they had like the YouTubers that basically helped get the Five Nights at Freddy like lore like very popularized because they made a lot of content online talking about it.
So, but
So it made it
it
bigger
is
than
a video game, correct?
it's a video game, right? Yeah,
Okay.
it's a very simple video game where like you're get jump scared and like you have to try to survive until a certain time or whatever. But like there's a bunch of story and lore behind it
Uh huh.
and these YouTubers like
They
made a lot of
make it.
content talking about all the lore, and there's even books. There's like 28 books on it, and it's really creepy lore. Like this guy murders these five children, and then he puts their bodies in the freaking things. Oh, spoiler alert! I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, right? So like basically the animatronics are possessed by the souls of murdered children.
I That is creepy enough in and of itself, dude. Say no more, please.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
weird.
yeah.
It's crazy. So like that was started. I put 7 on the invitation, and of course everyone's late except for one of the kids' parents. Like they live really close, so they were like right on time. They got there at 7, and like I don't have that confianza with them. Where like they're like, "Oh, how can I help?" Because I wasn't ready. I wasn't done. Everything wasn't ready. I was still like doing shit last minute, and I didn't have
Mhm.
that comfort with level with them to be like having them help me, you know? So I was like, "Oh, no, don't worry. Just sit down. I'm almost done. I'm just doing a few things," which, was true, but still, we had to wait for everybody else to get there to start. And then as people are arriving, what happens? My plug shows up. Miami my plug shows up. I've been waiting for him all day.
But it's not like he has like the dominoes thing on the top of his car.
Yeah, nobody knows what it is, but it's so funny. I came back in and I have the little bag, and one of the kids is like, "Who is that?" I was like, "Oh, that was just my friend passing by." I kept walking to my room,
Oh,
put that shit in my
that's
office
my
and lock the
friend.
door.
That's my friend. Go back
That's my
outside.
friend.
That's my friend. Go back outside. Leave me alone.
Of course, there's these kids' parents that I don't know, and I don't know how they accept cannabis, so I can't smoke
They
while
got dropped off. The kids got dropped off.
oh, the parents all stayed, of course. So like I had 2 sets of parents that I didn't know, and then I had one friend. I had one friend that was here with her kids because her kids are old enough and she was okay with them watching the movie. Um because they're also 9 and 10, I think. But so I didn't know if I could smoke or not. So me and my husband are like going out to the front yard and hiding by the cars and taking quick hits off the bong real quick. And then
Nice.
like we don't want to smell, so that's why we didn't get in the car. And then meanwhile, while we're out there enjoying the movie, which was great, it was nice with a breeze.
It was nice out.
Yeah, it was really nice, but I could hear all the Halloween parties happening around me.
Oh.
And it made me so sad that I wasn't having a party. I was like, "Oh man, that sounds like fun over there." I was like, well, "Here we are. We're throwing a real rager here, watching a movie in the backyard with a bunch of 10-year-olds."
Oh.
But it's okay. It was a different kind of Halloween this year.
Hey, but you know what?
This is 40, y'all. This is 40.
You have a projector screen.
Yeah, we're gonna do a movie night
We
now.
could do like we could even throw like a party and do like put movies in the background that are just conversation pieces,
Yeah.
you know?
And if we go to the Super Bowl, I'm fucking having a party and we're watching it on
Oh
that shit
man,
in my
for
backyard.
sure. For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Go Dolphins.
Go Dolphins.
They've been killing it. 6-2, man. We haven't had a record like that in over 20 years.
Yeah.
So that's been my life the last week.
It's my life and it's now or
How
never.
has it been working? You've been there for over a week
I
now.
ain't gonna live for. Oh, yeah. I love my job. I know it's the honeymoon phase. I'm still training.
Yeah,
It's kind of lax. I could fart around a little bit and not like have people hating on me. But we had like HR orientation today, and
welcome to my life.
I
HR
know.
stuff,
Boring but straightforward, and
basically.
you know, but I really like. Yo, after 3 months, after 30 days, I get incredible health benefits.
And 28 days PTO, that's amazing.
And after 3 months, I get 28 days PTO.
That's pretty cool.
You know what I think? You know what I think it is, Captain J?
What is it?
I think it's working for young people, bro.
Yeah, I think companies are gonna have to adjust because
I think the more that companies are ran by young people, the more the young, because I feel like that's the generation that's like, listen, we get that you're not like, you're a person and you've got
mhm,
a lot going on.
mhm,
We're gonna make your life a little easier so that you could be happier working here.
100%. Hopefully, as it gets younger and the leadership roles and things like that change, we get like more of like companies doing the 4-day work week. You know, that would be awesome. Only having to work like 32 hours a week instead of 40, that whole extra day that you get, or like even shorter work days. So you have more time, with
Yeah,
at
or
home with your family because you're only with your fam when you're working full time, you're only with your family for a short period of time after work before everybody goes to bed. And then you only have
listen,
weekends together, really,
I
and you're
honestly
exhausted.
agree. I agree with shorter work. I mean, I had a comment blow up on this one page because I was saying schools don't need to adapt to a long work day. We do not need to keep kids in school longer. We need to keep parents out of
Out of
work
work long. Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
It
They
just,
shouldn't be working so long. 8
you
hours
know,
is unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
and even just
Or even if
giving
it's just
people
okay, 8 hours, but
flexibility.
at least 4 days unless instead of 5. Make it a little more even. Give us an extra day to ourselves. Make it 4-3,
Right, right. Some one day a day to get our shit done so that we don't spend the whole weekend having to get our shit done.
Because like exactly, and you need a day to fucking recuperate from the exhaustion of working all week and like just getting the kids to school, like the hustle of everything, doing homework with them, getting them to bed, waking them up, all those things and working the full days and
And let me tell you something. I honestly, if I could never have to work in person again, I will never work in person again.
Yeah.
And just having to be here because there's work getting done in the house. Even like, dude, the termites people, just people coming for inspections to for all this flooding and stuff that I've had, and people fixing things and this and that. Just being home to be like, hey, like be around to let people in and let them do what they gotta do and
So
go.
much easier, makes so much more sense. Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully,
Everybody should be working from home if they can.
I wish.
But oh, so one thing that happened, you're not gonna watch that Five Nights at Freddy movie, right? You're not.
I don't. I mean, it looks cool. I like Peta from what's it called?
So you don't want me to spoil anything?
Is it is it like terrible? Whatever. Just say it. If I see it, I'll see it just to see it.
Okay, so Matthew Dillard is in the movie, right?
Who's that guy?
He's the one from Scream. Matthew Dillard?
Matthew Lillard.
Lillard.
Yes.
Dillard.
I was like, that
Hey,
threw me off.
you know me as celebrity names. I don't know them.
You mean Shaggy from Scooby
Yes, Shaggy
Doo?
from Scooby Doo. That guy. So he's in the movie and he ends up being the bad guy at the end. And he pulls his I spoiler alert, I said all that already. He pulls his mask off and it reveals that it's him. And I literally was like, it's Scream all over again. It felt like that. Like the same. It was like totally an Easter egg for parents. They remember watching Scream and him being the guy behind the mask, right?
Yeah, right. I think he was. Yeah, he was the one.
He was one of the guys. It was like
It
two of
was
them.
him and the Johnny Depp look-alike.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which, by the way,
So, oh,
go
sorry. Go
go,
ahead.
keep going,
No, no.
keep going, keep going, keep
Well, this
going.
was gonna lead into something else. So after that, the night ended. Johnny's like, Matthew Perry died, and for
Oh,
a moment, I thought
it was
it was
this
Matthew,
guy.
this guy.
Yeah,
And I was like shocked, but then I was like, no, he's not Matthew Perry. And then I realized I was like, holy shit, Chandler Bing is
yeah.
dead, dude.
I know. And it's terrible that I wasn't surprised to hear how he passed away.
It's so fucking sad. Did you see all the stuff about his social media
I
posts?
feel like sometimes I actually looked at all of that stuff because my interest was piqued because I had never seen his Instagram
Yeah, I didn't
before.
follow him either, so I
So
had
even
no idea.
before everybody was like, "Oh, ominous,"
People
I
were
was like a
asking if
little
he was
bit weird
okay
because he was like,
days ago, days before it happened. They're like, are you
"Yeah,
okay? Are you trying to tell us something? You know, it's crazy.
yeah."
I sent you that, guys. You saw that TikTok I sent you, right? That went
I think
over.
so, and I feel like sometimes people go really deep into like, but yeah,
I just
I
thought the
thought it was
Batman thing,
weird. I
the
did think it
Batman,
was weird.
I think the Batman thing, like it made sense. Somebody said, oh, maybe he was planning to be Batman for Halloween. Like, and he was leading up to that by posting stuff about
Oh,
Batman. You know what
okay,
I mean?
right,
Because Halloween
right.
was
That
coming up.
makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
I mean, even if he's like a super fan, maybe he like had his love was his passion for Batman was reignited because he saw we name which one the last Batman or what the Christopher Nolan one, whatever,
Well,
and he liked it, and I don't know, I people get a
they're like, oh, he was signaling for help with the bat signal.
he was I mean
Look, it's really cryptic and sad, those posts. And I do feel like you're right that people look deeper into it. But even before he passed, based on those posts, people were asking him, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? You know,
which is also normal because the guy everybody knows that the guy has been through some stuff and he's
yeah.
gone through rehab and he's done this a million times.
And I don't think they've released anything yet on like the tox screenings, or
Mm.
they did say that they found prescription, like that he had prescription drugs and that was
Right,
usually his vice.
right.
So
So it's not surprising, and a lot of people that are the same as him in celebrity.
he's so young. He was like 54.
I know he was my I was not a huge Friends fan, but out of all of them, he was my favorite one.
Yeah, because he was really funny. He had such
He was a
sarcastic
sarcastic asshole, and it
yeah,
was
he has such
amazing.
sarcastic humor. It was
Yeah.
it's really sad. But it's very cryptic that his last Instagram post was him in the same spot he died and him like
I mean, look
it's
that
very
I was gonna
eerie, I would
say,
say. Eerie.
look at this. Look at remember Winnie Houston and then her
Yeah.
daughter,
That
like,
is so eerie. Like, how does that happen? And that's
and that is
exactly what everybody thought of was of Whitney Houston also when because she drowned. And then, like, I saw he was doing PR for his book because he just released his memoir.
oh, he did.
Yeah, and this is what's really eerie. And not until I found out that he passed, all of a sudden his TikTok showed up on my For You page. Like, he has a TikTok account. But,
Oh,
and it was him, like, the TikTok that popped up on my For You page was him talking about his memoir book coming out and, like, him talk like, just giving PR about it. And I was like, "That's strange," and I go to look at the page, and it's check marked, it's him, and but all the posts were just for the book.
oh. So
And
he
then
got on TikTok to just start
yeah,
with
it
promoting
probably
his
wasn't
book.
even him that made it. It was probably whoever's PRing the book or something made the account or doing PR for him.
Yeah.
So I saw a clip of some of the PR for that book, and he talked about his addiction and the issues he had with it. And he said, when you have the desperation of a drowning man, he literally used those words. And it's like so fucking eerie that that's how he ended up passing,
Yeah.
literally drowning.
It's
Sad.
terrible. And then they posted something recently which was like he doesn't really want to be remembered for Friends. He wants to be remembered for all of the people that he helped. So I hope his legacy lives
But,
on through that.
he helped a lot of people he may not through friends by making them laugh and feel relate to him and stuff and just enjoying his content in there. I understand that not wanting to be pinned down to one thing, but, like, that's how so many people connected with him, like, millions, millions of people
Yeah.
over generations, actually, because even it continues to be a popular show. But rest in peace. What is it they say? Rest in power, Matthew Perry. It's sad.
Matthew Perry.
Too
Even
young.
watching
Another
him
one
on
gone too soon. Way too soon. It
even
brought back
watching
like the old hurts of Robin Williams. Ugh,
Oh, I know.
that one still hurts hard.
It really does.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen Britney Spears' book came out?
Oh, so you know what? I did see that not only is that book out, I did see a couple of excerpts. And I did
I have
also
it.
you
I
have
have the
it?
audio because I was trying to cancel my Audible
Uh-huh.
and I had a bunch of credits and it was like a couple months ago and I saw that the book was available for pre-order and I could use a credit for it. So I was like, "Oh, let me pre-order it." So I have it.
Have you
And
heard it yet?
I started listening to it, but, like, it was, like, while I was laying down and I fell asleep, and I haven't really had time to listen to
It's
it, but I've
narrated
heard a
by
bunch
Michelle
of
Williams.
excerpts. Yeah, I've it's Michelle Wil she does, like, a little intro at the beginning, like Britney
Mhm.
Spears, like,
Mhm.
a very small part, and she explains why she won't read the whole book or whatever, and then, Michelle Williams does the book, narrates the book.
Um why don't you we should do a like you know how you got
I was
into
gonna
the
ask you.
movies or like the shows? We should all do a thing where we listen to the audiobook
We do a book
together.
club where we listen to it together.
Yeah, we should.
When
This
we
one would be really fun.
Yeah, I've heard some very juicy ex
I have heard
on
some
TikTok.
too about Justin Timberlake and all
Oh,
this silly
Justin
shit.
Timberlake is being roasted.
He's
Like
been I feel like
he's
Justin
been
Timberlake
getting
has been getting roasted for like the last 2 years.
yeah, a year and a half, 2 years, 100%, and that's totally why he's willing to reunite with NSYNC because it's the only like
Oh,
saving
yeah. Oh
grace
my
he
god.
has right now. Like
He's like,
before,
I
when
guess
he
I
thought
have
he
to
was
do
hot
this.
shit and like the best NSYNC dude,
Yeah.
he was not interested in doing a reunion tour or anything. Now all of a sudden, they probably want to do a reunion tour to try to take the heat off of him, like in this book. Like it's like, oh, will people still go see it? I think they'll still go see it because they love NSYNC. It's not just him, you know?
I need to hear how much of him she talks about. Just because, like, is it that damaging?
Well,
Or is
I
it
heard
like, oh, we're whatever? He could say, like, oh, that was me back then. Whatever. Moving on.
he was an asshole.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody in Hollywood's an asshole. Are we not? Are we still not blind to it?
I don't know. I
Everybody.
haven't listened to it yet, but I heard something about how they got pregnant and he didn't want to keep it, so they had an abortion. And so
Ooh.
that was really hard for her and she cried a lot about it and Crimea River came out after that, after when they broke up. And yeah, it's like very distasteful. And
Yikes.
she and apparently like I don't know how I have apparently like the name she wanted to name her baby, his dog that he has now is named that. Why would you do
Ugh.
that? She doesn't say that, but somebody else pointed it out from an article about Justin Timberlake and an interview of Britney Spears talking about baby names. What she
That's shady. He's
Yeah,
I don't know, but they had all that history there.
and then him talking about taking her virginity and stuff and
Yeah, but back then, that's the culture that was bred too.
because they were both, even it was even a
Right.
joke on SNL. They're like, "Oh, he's gonna remember when he did I'm Bringing Sexy Back or whatever that skit
Mhm.
where it's like him on the boat and it's like in black and white or whatever."
I don't
And
remember that.
he's like, "I one day I'll have a descendant," and he's like, "He'll be a popular pop star and he'll date another popular pop star and they'll both say that they're virgins, but they're really not. They're really that they're waiting, but they're really not." And I was like, "What? You don't remember that? That that joke?
Yeah, but
No?"
that's why, like, now that we're like realizing things and calling things out and not being afraid to like say stuff, we're looking back and seeing a lot of ableist behavior when it comes to like sexualizing young people ridiculously, and like that, and the grossness of like Hollywood and how everybody was just like handed around. And
Well, we should ask our patrons if y'all are listening right now, do you guys want to do a book club listen? Right now, we just finished watching our shows. We have no TV that we're watching together. We can listen to chapters of the Britney Spears
the
book
Britney
on
Spears book.
Discord,
And it's easier because we don't necessarily have to be watching anything. I could pop it in my ears, and and you
or we
guys,
could like, oh, we could try to listen to these chapters. Well, because I don't know if everybody has it,
what,
the
the
book,
Discord?
the
Oh,
audio book. Oh, in Discord, yeah, I could just play it. We could be in a room together,
then you could play and we can hear
and I
it.
can play it. Yeah, like we watch the shows together.
All right, let's see if we could
I
do
think I
that.
can make that work. That'd be fun. Let us know if you guys want to do that.
Yay, yay. Hey, if you're a patron, give us the feedback. We love feedback from
Hmm.
everybody, especially patrons. Check out our website to see how you can support us on Patreon and see all the additional perks that our patrons get.
Yeah, and one of those additional perks we had very fun pumpkin carving, and they did give us a little bit of feedback during that they really liked news nugs, and they liked us getting high and reading the news to them. So,
So we're
so we're
bringing
bringing
it
it
back.
back full force.
Also, we got an award. I want to say,
Oh, that's right. We got another award. Hey, are we gonna be able to go there?
I don't know, bro. A lot of these things are very,
It's exposure, you know. It's
I don't think my
I don't
PTO would
wanna
have kicked
drive all the way
in,
over there, that's the problem.
but
Maybe take the what is it called? The Bright Line.
I've
Does it
never
go
been
there?
on there. I mean, whatever. We'll figure it out. But we got a Media Source Award
Yeah.
at the Florida
Cannabis
Cannabis
Media Source.
Festival.
The Florida Cannabis
So
Festival.
that, I guess that's another reason why we need to bring back the news nugs,
Yeah. It's they like getting the news read to them by our high asses.
which brings us to
News nugs. Hold on. News Nugs,
Hugs,
where we
where we
get
get
high
high and
and
read
read
the
the news
news to
to
you.
you. Hey, we did that pretty good with the delay. Not so
I
bad.
know. Hey, and we're doing okay without Uncle Jesse, who he is on vacation this week. So,
Yeah, we miss you, Uncle Jesse. So yeah, the chaos is because we've gotten rusty for sure.
hey, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
So, our first story for News Nugs is the major drug test supplier to stop testing for cannabis and prioritize fentanyl. So, I found this very interesting. I'm like, are they going to stop really testing for cannabis? Like, are they just going to remove it from the testing? So it says America has inched one step closer to a day where employees may no longer have to fear getting stoned after their shift. A major supplier of drug testing kits has announced an updated screening panel which no longer tests for cannabis and prioritizes testing for fentanyl. Psych Medics, a Massachusetts based producer of drug testing kits, announced Friday that they would be launching a new 5 panel drug test screen that will shift the spotlight from marijuana to the paramount threat of fentanyl amid a nationally changing legislative landscape with regard to cannabis laws and continually skyrocketing rates of fentanyl overdose.
Which brings me to this point. I'm still actively calling the bluff. Where I work.
Yeah, because they haven't tested you yet.
Yeah, which is like, I also think it's kind of standard to just put it out there because they could if they wanted to and they
Hmm.
needed to. But, it's like,
It has yet to happen.
right.
All right. Let's hope that continues in that
Yeah,
trend.
that's exactly. Psychomedics, which by their own admission manufactured the first commercially viable hair test for the
Oh,
presence of drugs in 1986, said Friday that the way drug tests are currently performed are outdated and do not address the needs of employers or employees. Current drug tests are also not great at detecting fentanyl compared to traditional opioids, according to Psychmedics. As we grapple with an ongoing labor shortage, and with marijuana's legal landscape evolving in 49 states,
uh-huh.
it's clear that the time for a change has come. Traditional 5 panel drug tests, rooted in a 4 decade old paradigm, have failed to evolve in today's drug market and are unable to detect the rising drug fentanyl. Psychmedics said in a press release. Psychmedics drug tests, which use hair as opposed to urine, are
Oh.
also reportedly much more effective than the urine tests at detecting other drugs besides cannabis as well. According to the press release, the new drug screening panels are 25 times more effective at detecting opioids, 23 times more accurate in identifying cocaine use,
Ay.
and 13, which great,
Yeah.
good, and 13 times more adept at pinpointing amphetamine use.
So wait, so these aren't like these I don't feel like that many employers do the hair testing.
I don't. I think a lot of them do the urine testing because it's the most convenient one, and it's
So this
probably
is
the cheapest also.
so this is just like one company that mostly does that just does the hair testing. So it's not I don't even feel like it's maybe they're the first to take this step, but maybe others will do the same, I guess. I don't know. The president and CEO of Psych Medics said in a statement that these updates and changes to a very traditionally based practice are necessary due to shifts in workplace and public perception of risks associated with cannabis use versus the harms and risks associated with fentanyl. Few challenges in the workplace have undergone as dramatic a transformation as the shifting dynamics between marijuana and fentanyl. What? Remarked Brian Hullinger, president and CEO of Psychmedics. Recognizing this shift, Psychmedics has developed the advanced 5 panel to bridge the gap. Why is
The
everybody talking
crap.
the gap? The gap. The announcement came after a study with Psychmedics said encompassed data from over 1 million drug screenings. Unlike traditional urine testing, which can detect the presence of cannabis anywhere from a few days to around a month, hair testing has traditionally been a source of gripes from cannabis users whose hair follicles can sometimes test positive for cannabis even several months after use. Yeah, bro, can you imagine trying to like detox enough to pass a hair
Nah,
follicle?
you can't. You would have to shave your fucking head.
You
I mean, I don't know. And even wait,
can't.
after even then,
You can't fake the hair thing, right? Because you know how people get like that synthesized like urine? You know, they get that like fake pee and then that works
does
usually
that
for these.
work?
I know people that've used it and it's worked for them.
Oh, I'd be scared to use that stuff.
I was scared too. I always just took people's piss.
I would drink that drink and then do the clean
The
the
cleanse, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
I've
that
failed it.
works.
I failed at the drink because I can't chug shit. I don't like.
Oh, you never drank Cisco or MZ 2020s?
Yeah, but I wouldn't chug it. You have to literally chug the fucking drinks and then like two or
And then
four
pee a bunch
like
of times.
bottles of water. Yeah, and pee
Yeah.
like a. All right, you're up.
Am I?
Yeah.
These new tests aim to change that standard by providing a more accurate reading than urine testing without the associated stigma of unfairly targeting cannabis users. The FDA has already approved the updated form of testing according to the press release. For decades, Psychmedics has remained at the forefront of innovation, responding to the ever evolving needs of our clients. The press release said. The advanced five panel drug screen epitomizes this legacy, offering clients a cost effective choice to adapt their testing protocols in sync with evolving priorities and employment policies.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
This
Use
feels
our
like the yada
panel.
yada yada. You
Yada, yada.
nobody wants hair follicle. No, nobody is asking for hair follicle drug testing screenings for employers. Let's not do this. This is not something we want as a norm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like these guys. I don't like them that they're, even if they're taking cannabis
It
off.
is nice that they're taking they're taking psych medics. They're taking cannabis off their panel. That's
Right.
good. But yeah, so that's good. But nobody uses them.
Yeah, we hate hair testing. Don't test our hair, test our pee.
But you
Pro
know what?
pee.
If we really wanted people, if we feel that these things, these screenings that they are doing for some of these harder drugs should work, hair testing would be the best way to do it.
That's why they're
But
not
like, why does an
focusing on
employer
cannabis.
have to even know unless you're doing like something? I feel like unless you're doing like some kind of safety kind of job where you're involved with the safety of other people, like why does an employer even have to know
Yeah, like I feel
if
like
some people like to some people aren't like regular cocaine users, but maybe like I don't know. I've never done cocaine before. But if somebody wants to just do coke one weekend while they're out drinking, it shouldn't be
well, the thing with the Coke situation is in
I wouldn't
alcohol is
recommend it.
that it's runs out of your system fast. So, you know how it takes you a month to be clean from weed? It's
Yeah.
not the
It's
same.
it's not the same. It's like a few days or some shit for
Yeah, so it's like you can't even really tell if somebody does it like that quick or whatever.
yeah. Okay, so you're at this marks a step forward.
Oh, I thought we were done with this. I thought we were like, oh, forget hair follicle
Oh no, we're
testing.
almost done. It's
Boo. Pee pee. No hair. Pee pee.
we're almost done.
Where am I at? I'm at. I
This
thought this
marks
was
a
a
step forward.
propaganda. 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 I
This
think it's not
marks
propaganda. I think, where do we go? Go yellow. Go start. Some states like California. I think that's all propaganda.
it's
A report by Global Market
it's psych
Insights.
medics propaganda.
It is. It's PR for psychmedics.
Okay, so some states like California have opted to pass laws restricting an employer's ability to reprimand their employees for cannabis use. But many states, even states that have passed adult use cannabis laws, remain without employee protections for cannabis use. Uh,
Psychomedics.
Psychomedics, according to their website, supplies pre employment and employee drug screening services to thousands of companies, including several companies listed within the Fortune 500. So those are big companies. The company credits themselves with pioneering the modern blah 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 blah. And they okay, more propaganda.
History, exactly. Yeah. Palapinga,
Psychomedics, woo,
psychomedics.
rah rah.
Hashtag psychomedics. Psych
So
boozers.
this was High Time's story on this major drug test supplier stuff. I mean, it is good that they're not prioritizing, but I bet you they're saying they're not prioritizing cannabis, so they made a new one without it. But are they gonna stop selling the other one that still has it? Like, probably
Can I
not.
say this? They used the opportunity of getting rid of that in one of their panels, and they used that as a way to market themselves with this piece about themselves.
Well,
Which is like why we're like, hey, we get hired to
okay,
read the news to you, but we also decipher the bullshit along with you. And we call shit
exactly.
out like we see it when we're reading this stuff. Like the puns that stoners love to use in serious situations. Sometimes stoners, guys, I
And
just want to
political
say,
activate,
yeah, like I
and
know
pack
that
the
it's
bull pack.
fun, a bullpack. I know that it's fun and we could use it where we are for marketing purposes and this kind of stuff, but like sometimes leave the puns out of the situation. If it's a serious situation, just even if it's right there and you could have it, just don't. Pharmacies
Well,
in Georgia begin medical cannabis oil sales. Georgia is the first state in the US to permit independent pharmacies to sell low THC oil. I bet you it's like the lowest of all the low
it's
THCs.
it's like maybe 10%, if that.
That sounds pretty high. Friday, October 27th was a historic day for cannabis in Georgia and throughout the country as it was the first day that pharmacists were legally allowed to sell cannabis at the pharmacy counter. It's so silly to me because hooray, a
But that's
pharmacist,
really interesting. It's at a pharmacy. No other
right?
state does it at pharmacies.
They've been so weird. Georgia has been so weird with the way that because we've heard from people in Georgia going like, whatever is available is it's only medical and it's
Mhm.
like super low THC
Yeah, they're just
trash.
dipping their toe into the medical cannabis like thing. They're like, "Okay, we'll do it, but only like very low THC products." Like True Leaves opening stores over there already and everything.
Because yeah, of course, they're opening stores. They're probably opening T-shirt stores wherever they can, so they could just start hanging out wherever they could. Dr. Ankit
No,
Patel was the first
Friday. You
pharmacist.
missed the thing before.
Oh, I
Friday.
thought I said that already. I did say that
Oh,
already.
you did?
Yes.
Sorry.
Dr. Ankit Patel was the first pharmacist to begin selling cannabis at his pharmacy, Robbins Pharmacy. He said, "It's awesome. It's historic."
He's a pothead.
I've been following the laws in Georgia about passing it, see, and I've been excited about this possibility for about 4 years now. When they finally said independent pharmacies will be able to carry it, I filled out the license form immediately after put this joint down. I knew I had to get this.
Yeah, dude, he's definitely one of us, I
I
think.
think so, too.
So far, Robbins Pharmacy, located in the city of Warner Robins, as well as Omega Pharmacy and Allen Pharmacy Group, were among the first to receive a state license for selling low THC medical cannabis products, which is defined as less than 5%
Oh
THC.
my God. You
That's
see, even
almost
you said 10%, and
that's
I was like, that sounds pretty
barely,
high.
dude, that's like barely over. Oh wait, no, it's not. I how what is the legal limit to have THC and CBD? I think it's like point 0.3. or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like
0.32%.
it's not like that, but or
It
more.
feels like
Yeah, it
less
might
than
as well.
5% THC.
It might as well.
Wow, that's low. That
That's
you're
why
right.
when you said 10%, I was like, that's actually sounds kind of awesome. That sounds kind of high for them.
That's
And then
not
like,
so
look,
bad.
that's
Like I
had
could
50, yeah, half
no
that.
less than 5% THC, y'all. Okay.
Wah 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 wah
Ac-
wah.
According to People, there are more than 400 independent pharmacies in Georgia that could apply to be a part of the program. In order to obtain approval from the state, pharmacies must receive an inspection from the Georgia Drugs and Narcotics Agency, where they examine the pharmacy's security and interview staff about proper product knowledge and handling. State law dictates that cannabis products must be kept on shelves along with other prescription medicines, according to Allen Pharmacy Group owner Bill Posey or Posse.
I think Posey.
Posey. Just like all other dangerous drugs, Posey said, blood pressure medicine is also considered a dangerous drug in this circumstance. Every day, we sell drugs that I would consider more dangerous than medical cannabis, especially at 5%, y'all.
Yeah, 5%. Oh my gosh. My grandma takes that and she's like, this is for sissies. Posey's Pharmacy began selling cannabis as of Monday, October 30th. We have already had someone calling, a whole someone, wanting to know what they can come in and make a purchase. So I know there's no need.
We've already had someone call one person.
It's lame. Posey told CNN that cannabis is a useful replacement for opioids, which is true. Not at five. I don't know that 5% would make a difference, but the state
Yeah.
allows a total of 18 conditions that qualify patients for medical cannabis. This includes patients with severe, terminal, or end stage conditions associated with cancer, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, seizure disorders, or trauma head injuries, multiple sclerosis, Crohn's disease, mitochondrial disease, Parkinson's disease, basically anything
Sickle
that.
cell disease, Tourette's,
Oh, and then
autism. There's like it just
AIDS,
goes and
peripheral,
goes. What's epidermolysis? What is that? I've never heard of that. Bullosa?
epidermolysis
Melissus?
bullosa. That sounds like a skin thing.
Maybe Alzheimer's. It helps with high Alzheimer's. I didn't know that. AIDS, peripheral neuropathy, hospice patients for sure, intractable pain, and post PTSD.
Well, see, post traumatic stress disorder. That's I was surprised that they have that there because I was about to say you got to be at the end of your life here to qualify for 5% THC in Georgia.
Yeah, for real.
Like, oh, it's terrible.
I wonder how long before they're gonna like up it.
I mean, it can be based off of voting.
It has to be
Okay.
the legislators that work and whatever, whoever's making how did it get passed in Georgia? Was it by voting or was it by legislature?
We need to do a little digging around and searching to see because I've always wondered in Georgia since we've reported like this where it's like barely available.
Mhm.
It's news now that their pharmacies are able to prescribe to have it now to prescribe.
Mhm. But it's only oil and it's only 5%.
Right. So it's like how do we even get there? And why is it just there? Why is it just sitting there?
Well, when we started here, we only had oils and concentrates, but it wasn't low like that. It eventually added flour and then, we got edibles later. So maybe eventually there'll be changes and they'll get like maybe a little bit higher THC and then they'll start getting flour and then it's just going to take time as I guess they see how this program works and as maybe more people are asking for it from their legislators, you know.
I know Georgia's down. They want to pass these laws.
That one someone is definitely
That
down. They were
one
calling.
someone, yeah, that one someone calling the
I mean, at
pharmacy.
5%, they're probably going to stick to their plug until the medical program gets more robust. It's more
Yeah,
for people that don't use cannabis but are curious about using it now that they need. they have an ailment that may
True.
help with.
Omega Pharmacy owner Dr. Jordan Day told CNN that her pharmacy will begin selling medical cannabis sometime this week. She also spoke about cannabis as a way to wean patients off opioids. We'll be able to show them the products, hopefully give them a little bit of information, find out what they're wanting to use it for. They said, adding that medical cannabis could be useful for replacing general pain, sleep, and anxiety medication. With the pharmacist and the doctor involved, that really is the best thing that the patient could have, they said.
Posey also explained that pharmacies like his own are independent and he's able to spend more time with patients that he served regularly for many years. We don't just give people medication and say, okay, you're done. We like to make sure that we always treat everyone who walks in like family, Posey said. Patel informed all of his pain patients the benefits of medical cannabis. Right now, we're going through an opioid shortage, and I talk to all my pain medicine patients about it, and I let them know that if this is something they're interested in, it's legal in the state of Georgia, Patel said. You know, it's much more natural, less addicting option than opioids. On October 20th, 1 week prior to the official launch date, Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Oil Commission Chair Andrew Turnage said that this will increase accessibility for medical cannabis like never before. It's just a 15 to 20-minute drive from where patients are located across the state. That's going to be so much easier for them to get access, Turnage said. It's true, like people, if the pharmacist is really taking the time to talk to all their patients about possibly going over, this could possibly, open the world of cannabis medicine to a whole new group of people that never really considered it before.
It's definitely a step in the right direction.
Mhm.
Governor Brian P. Kemp signed House Bill 324. This is the part that my daughter
This
would
is
call boring.
but this is what we were wondering,
Yeah.
how it became legal there.
Also called Georgia's Hope Act in April 2019. And it took an effect in July 2019. Over the years, I've met with children who are battling chronic debilitating diseases. I heard from parents who are struggling with access and losing hope, Kemp said in April 2019. This compromise legislation is carefully crafted to provide access to medical cannabis oil to those in need. This is simply the right thing to do. The law directs control of cannabis license, regulation, cultivation, production, manufacturing, and sales of low THC oil to the Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission. In November of 2019, 7 members of the commission were appointed. However, it wasn't until July 2021 when the state revamped its original medical cannabis program and the commission approved 6 companies to sell cannabis.
This
So
was
this was voted in. This was a bill
yeah,
that they signed in.
it wasn't voters, so they brought it in. So that's probably why it's so like vanilla, like so diet weed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, baby, baby, baby steps.
Yeah, but at least they're doing it. It's a start. Congratulations. Interesting
Yeah.
to use pharmacies.
But yeah, and that's why it's like, man, it seems a little sus, as the youngins would say.
I don't think it's sus because it's medical, so why wouldn't it be able to be sold wherever other medicines are sold? And that kind of keeps out like big. I mean, I guess there's still True Leaves opening there, but like it really gives more access than just these dispensaries coming in and taking the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
It's just these regular independent local pharmacies.
yeah, power to them. I know. But well, then what is like True Leaf doing there already?
They're doing their own thing too. I mean, they
They're
got their
selling
own.
T-shirts,
No, they're selling low THC products.
but like the 5%, because aren't pharmacies just the ones that could?
No, they said right now that
Oh,
six
here,
companies six
right,
companies are approved to sell cannabis in Florida. I mean, in Georgia.
in
And I
Georgia,
know we know for sure Trulieve has already started opening
right.
stores there. We've seen it.
I wonder what it
So
was based off of. You know, how they approve those companies.
probably a license, like a application process. But Now, we're also brought back everybody's other favorite segment. Well, then I have to take the news ducks caption off.
Yeah, there you got it. You're doing great though.
I love you, Miami!
Hey, I love you, Miami. So, in this episode of Eat
You
the
sent
Rich,
me this and yeah, exactly. Exactly. You sent me this and my
your
blood
blood
got
boiled.
started boiling.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then I saw
I was like,
another
oh, Dee's gonna love this story.
and then there was another, like another story to click. And it was another stupid story about dumbass rich people. But let's get into it.
Let's get right into it. So, rich Miamians are designing entire rooms for online shopping
While
packages.
we're scraping together whatever we can to make it, folks.
Entire rooms. I have created this room for dozens of clients, says one local interior designer. Tales of
The fact
unusual
that that
rooms.
local, I'm sorry, the
It's
fact that
okay.
that local interior designer has a job and the audacity to say that he's created this room for dozens of clients
For dozens of clients.
makes me want to choke him.
So, yeah, so dozens of clients. Tales of unusual rooms in wealthy homeowners' mansions are aplenty, with elaborate in house bowling alleys, aromatherapy dens, movie theaters, and an occasional wine mine popping up in homes of the
Oh my
richest
God.
of the rich. In the online shopping age, a new testament to extravagance has surfaced. Enter the Amazon room. In late 2020, months after COVID 19 began to spread across the nation, a trend reportedly emerged of mega rich Californians building entire spaces in their homes to store and sanitize online delivery packages. But
Store and sanitize.
because it was during COVID,
Oh, oh yeah.
high end home buyers in Hollywood were said to be explicitly seeking the room out while shopping for new property. What? So they're like, oh, does it have a when they're doing their home shopping, like it's on their must-have list that it has a
Right. Uh
package
huh.
room.
Are you gonna love
Yes.
it or list it because it doesn't have your Amazon holding tank room? Give me a break.
Wow.
It was only a matter of time until the fad made its way to Miami, the
Of
mecca of
course.
all things extra. I like that. According to one local interior designer, as e commerce remains popular post pandemic, wealthy Miami home buyers have increasingly sought to build the amenity in their homes. Though the room's sanitizing function may have fallen by the wayside. Remember when we were spraying Lysol all over our groceries, guys?
Yeah.
These people had rooms they would do them in.
Yeah, they
Some
dedicated to
residents,
it.
it was called our kitchen. To them, it was called a whole other room. Some residents apparently feel they need a dedicated spot to stack their never ending stream of online unnecessary purchases.
But like, why are they all just sitting in the room? Like, don't you have to take it out of the box and put it wherever the purpose is? Like,
Captain J, when you're rich, you buy things and then you forget about them. That is a room for you to forget about it and then go, oh my God, when you need it. You're like, didn't I order it? And then you go to your Amazon room to look, and then you look through all the packages.
wow, okay.
Over the past few years, more and more people have requested this room. Stephanie Halfen, a Miami architect and interior designer, tells New Times, I've created this room for dozens
Dozens
of
of
clients.
clients.
Halfen is the founder of SDH Studio Architecture and Design, a high
Oh,
end interior design firm based in North Miami Beach. In recent years, she says her clients have requested the rooms for the storage of not only Amazon packages, but also boxes from online grocery or designer clothing purchases.
They just want a room to, like, be able to go to for all their deliveries that day, and then, like, I don't know. I don't understand this. This is really weird. So she believes the trend has become more popular as people turn steadily more to online shopping. But why is it like you have to use it? I don't understand. Like it doesn't just sit in the box in a room, especially groceries.
Yeah, but they get so many of them.
They're just getting so many boxes for everything in their life throughout the day that
That's
they
so wasteful too. That sounds very, very wasteful.
they need a room dedicated to organizing and dispersing of the things.
Like honestly, I'm trying to cut back on anything and everything that I don't need to get from Amazon or
A
from
hundred
shipping.
percent. 100%.
So why are we even being so, it's just so over, it's like access.
It's ridiculous. Buy from local people. According to the Federal Reserve data, e-commerce as a percentage of a total retail sales in the US has climbed roughly 6% in 2014 to more than 15% in 2023. I typically work with high end clients building and designing their luxury dream home, Halfin says. They see these rooms as part of modern life. Halfin describes the rooms as often being a bit larger than a closet or roughly the size of storage room or a coat room. You can walk into them, she says. I don't understand.
It goes without saying that having a room dedicated solely to piles of cardboard boxes is far from the norm, especially in Miami, which remains the least affordable housing market in the country.
Yeah, like people are like trying to find affordable housing
Yeah,
here,
people are
and it's
you might be able to rent
impossible.
out you might be able to rent out your Amazon room at some point if you can't afford to have the Amazon buy the
They're
Amazon
rich.
stuff.
Why wouldn't they be able to have a if they want an Amazon they need an Amazon room, they have no problem. They're not going to need to be tenants from their own house. They probably own
I'm j-
multiple properties they already have tenants at.
I'm just saying people need to live somewhere. So
Yeah. So it says since 2019, rental prices have increased more in Miami than in nearly any other major metro area, according to Zillow. One recent study found that the average renter in Miami must make a six-figure salary to avoid being classified as rent burdened. Rent burden means someone who spends more than 30% of their annual income on rent.
tell me
That
why I shouldn't hate rich people, please. You know what is that meme where the guy has a sign in a table and he's like, "I hate rich people. Like fight me. Like tell me why I shouldn't."
yeah, like yeah, 100%. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, "Oh, on this episode of Eat the Rich, really? Amazon rooms? The rooms dedicated to your Amazon packages and your
Just like
grocery packages, and like, I feel like it's just like they need a holding location for all the packet. They get so many every day. They need a spot where their workers or like whoever they have working in their house can like disperse the stuff to wherever they need to go. And I don't understand.
I do. Rich people suck and they have too much money. They have so much money that they have entire rooms dedicated to shit, to buying shit they don't fucking need. The end of story.
And speaking of that, I don't know how to make how Uncle Jesse did it last time.
What thing?
We have reached the end of the show.
Um,
Remember we did it last episode for the first time?
we might have to
The end of the show jingle. But it's
save it.
I don't remember. We'll ask him. He'll be back next week, guys. But until then, we want to say thank you to our patrons and to our listeners. Those of you guys still listening now, thank you so much. And a special thank you to our in the rotation and OG patrons,
Destiny,
Lauren,
Christy,
Denise,
Peaches,
Meredith,
Natalie,
Angelina,
Jenny,
Catherine,
Jay,
Jesse,
Diane,
Gabby,
and
and Leslie.
Leslie.
What? Thank you guys so much. We love you guys.
Yeah, we always have so much fun with you guys. A lot of them showed up at the bud crawl. We appreciate you and how you show up for us. We hope we show up for you. Hey, you too can become a patron. Do it. You can get early access to show, inside information, additional content, and just access to our Discord server. It's lots of fun, guys. You should also subscribe, rate, and review, share our content. That
Thank you
also
so much, guys.
makes
Love
us
you.
happy.
See you next week.
See you later.
Wait, I'm supposed to do the thing again, right? This